All right, we're back. This is Techmath1. We're looking at chapter 6. That's measurements. And so what we're going to be doing is a lot of conversions. So if you take a look on page 237 of the blue book, they've got like length, 1 foot equals 12 inches, 1 yard, 3 feet, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Weight, 1 pound, 16 ounces, 1 ton, 2,000 pounds. Time, 1 minute, 60 seconds, 1 hour, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 3,600 seconds. Liquid measures, a pint is equal to 16 ounces, a quart is 2 pints or 32 ounces, a gallon is 4 quarts or 8 pints. All right, so let's jump to number 6. They want us to convert 8.2 feet into inches, and then they want us to convert 210 minutes into hours, and they want us to convert 7.5 pounds to ounces, and they want us to convert 7,744 yards into miles. Interesting. Okay, so basically, when you're doing conversions, you just are kind of multiplying by a fancy one. So look, I have 82 feet over 1, and I want feet to go away. So whatever I want to, that's on the top, I want it to go away. I put that on the bottom, and I want inches to stay, so that's what I'm going to put on the top, inches. All right. And now you just have to know what they're equal to. So 1 foot is 12 inches. So essentially, I'm multiplying by 1. It's just I changed up I just pulled some shenanigans with the labels. So 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. That's essentially like saying 1 foot over 1 foot. But I replaced it with 12 inches. Now look, feet cancel, and if you set it up this way, then you won't screw it up. The main screw up that happens here, people accidentally divide instead of multiply, or multiply instead of divide. Now this shows you what you're supposed to do. 8.2 times 12 over 1 times 1. And so that's 98.4. And that will be in inches, because the feet canceled out. All right. Same thing we do here. 210 minutes over 1. And I want minutes to go away, so I'll put that on the bottom. I want hours to stay, so I'll put that on the top. And now you have to know the equivalency here. How many hours and minutes, how are those related? So 1 hour is 60 minutes. The minutes cancel. I multiply straight across. I get 210 over 60, and that would be hours. And now we just divide that, and that turns out to be 3.5 hours. So we don't reduce it, because we're talking about like the real world. So we don't say, oh, that's 21/6, and then I reduce that again to 7 halves. I don't say 7 halves hours. I say 3.5 hours or 3.5 hours. Okay? So in the context of this problem, an improper fraction would make no sense. Nobody would say 7 halves hours. They would say 3.5 or 3.5. All right, so now let's go 7.5 pounds. And I want pounds to go away. So pounds on the bottom, so it cancels. I want ounces to stay, so that's on the top. And now I put in that conversion, 16 ounces is 1 pound, and now the pounds cancel. Top times top, bottom times bottom. It ends up being just 7.5 times 16. That is 120 ounces. And now yards, 7,744 yards. And I want yards to go away, miles to stay. So 1 mile, I'm going to have to consult the last thing there. 1,760 yards. So the yards cancels. Top times top, bottom times bottom. 7,744 divided by 1,760. You actually do the division, and that turns out to be 4.4 miles. All right. So conversions. You're just multiplying everything by a fancy one. Let's jump into the metric system at 6.2. So the metric system, 6.2, is different. That's all base 10. And so, and you can change it off of the prefix. So let's take a look at number 11, first of all. So these are some weird ones. So they want us to convert. What does DAM actually stand for? That would be a decameter. Deca with a K. Decameter. All right. What does DG stand for? That's a decigram. Deci. What does DM? That is a, or no, I'm sorry, an HM. That's an H, not a D. HM is a hectometer. And M-sec is a millisecond. All right, so yeah, they've got base lengths that are all based on, it's all base 10. So deci is 1/10 of a meter, like a decimeter. A centimeter is 1/100th, and a millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter. So I mean, if you think of a meter stick, the millimeters, the smallest lines, there's 1,000 of them in 1 meter stick. There's 100 meters in 1 meter stick, and there's 10 big markings. Those are the decimeters in a meter stick. So deci, centi, milli. And then going the other way, we got deca, hecto, and kilo. So if I say a kilometer, 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 that's 1,000 meters. If I say hectometer, that's 100 meters. And if I say decameters, that's 10 meters. Deca is 10. And so I was kind of bummed. I talked to somebody in Australia where they use the metric system. And I'm like, so like an Australian might look at this length and go, oh, that's a decameter because it's like 10 meters away from you. And he corrected me and said, yeah, not really. I mean, they learn them in school like everybody else, but he's like, we usually don't apply, you would just say 10 meters. You wouldn't say a decameter. I was really bummed. I was like, oh man. I thought they would use their system like that. All right, so let's see here. They want they're asking for places. So how many places do I move? If I go from hectometers to just meters. They just want to know places. And if I go from seconds to milliseconds, how many places is that? And if I go from grams to centigrams, we want to know the places, and centimeters to milli. And so here, we'll set up the little number line continuum thing here. So here's your standard, that's like meters or whatever. And then if you're going small, it goes deca, no, not deca, wait, what is it? I have it right here, sorry. Deci, centi, centi, milli. Deci, centi, milli, that's going small. And then going large, it's deca with a K. I just get those two mixed up, deci and deca. And then hecto, and then kilo. And so this can be anything. This could be grams, this could be meters, this could be seconds. Like your standard can be any of those things. All right? So if I'm going from hecto to just meters, how many places? They want to know how many places would I count? Well, that would be, what problem was that, 14? That would be 2 places to the right. All right. How about seconds to milliseconds? So the seconds, that's in the standard spot. To milli, that would be 1, 2, 3 places. So 1, 2, 3 places to the right. How about deca to centi? From deca to centi, 1, 2, 3 places to the right. And then centi to milli, that would just be 1 place to the right. All right. Let's take a look at 15, where you actually transform these things. So with the metric system, we tried to switch to the metric system in the 70s with Jimmy Carter. And they figured wrong. They figured if they taught it in the schools, that school children would then grow up to be tradesmen, and then they would learn how to how to use the metric system in the workplace. Except they should have started from both the top and the bottom and tried to work to the middle, meaning have tradespeople all use it and have, school kids use it. Because what happened was, like, I learned the metric system, and then I was a rough carpenter, and they said, yeah, forget all that metric junk, you're using this. And so then I just had to learn the English system over again and do that. And so you needed to get the tradesmen on board and put it into the schools at the same time. And then we would have had the metric system. Because it's easier to convert things because you're just moving a decimal because everything's base 10. Where ours, you have to do that multiply and get something to cancel, like on the section before, like in 6.1. And so, I mean, if you're used to using it, it's not that much harder, but it's this one you don't need a calculator in most of them. So let's take a look. 15.65 kilograms is equal to blank grams. 1.85 liters is how many milliliters. 7.7 decameters is how many decimeters, and 49 centimeters is how many millimeters. All right, so take a look. We just kind of use this little chart, and you say, all right, kilo to just normal, to the standard. So grams is on the standard. So if I'm going from kilo to grams, that's 1, 2, 3 places to the right. I just go 1, 2, 3 places to the right. I essentially multiply by 1,000. So that's 650 grams. So, right, if you say 650 grams, if you want it in kilograms, that would be 1/1000th of what you got. So you divide by 1,000 and that would move it to there. All right. What if I'm going from liters to milliliters? Well, let's see. Liters is right here. This one's liters, is a standard. To milliliters. So 1, 2, 3 places to the right again. 1, 2, 3 places to the right. The decimal was between the 1 and the 8. Now there's going to be a 0 added on. 1850. 1,850. Alrighty. Okay. How about from deca to deci? From deca to deci, that's only 2 places to the right. So 2 places to the right, that's 770. And centi to milli, that's 1 to the right. And so the decimal's already after the 49. It's like this, and we're going to move it one more spot. So 490. All right. Okay, let's do one more problem where we are using these conversions. Jump to 21. So in 21 we got 285 millimeters is how many centimeters, and 6.5 decigrams is how many milligrams, and 95 decagrams or decameters is how many kilometers, and 149 kilograms is how many hectograms. All right, so millimeters to centimeters. So this time I'm going this way. It's from milli to centi. That's 1 place to the left. All right. Deci to milli. So from deci to milli, that's 2 places to the right. That would be 650. All right. 95 decameters is how many kilometers? Well, deca is here. 2 to the left. So the decimal's right here. 1, 2 to the left. 5 kilometers. Then 149 kilograms. So I'm on kilo to hecto. That's just one place to the right. So it's right here. So one place to the right, 149 point. I'm going to change that to 1490 hecto. Okay. So you just look to see if you're moving right or moving left, and you just move it. All right.